Guys working with ashling and stuff would have had wonderful training from ashling, about bits and pieces of organic garden, and I mean, she's been wonderful. Do you know what I mean? So you very much get what you give. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, basically, if it was me and I said, okay, I can either do volunteering and I can pick what I want to do and get the training I want, or I can go to Tucson, okay, I'm going to get 20 euros extra a week or whatever else, but maybe I'll get training and maybe I won't.
Well, you see, there is an element to that. You see, there most certainly is. But if you look at it another way, what we're actually giving you is a part-time job that pays you €11 an hour, and then what you have after that, you're not on social welfare, so you're not obligated to do anything the social welfare wants you to do. You can come and make a difference.
Say that again slowly.
Say it again slowly. You get what I'm giving you is if you take the basic rate of pay. It's a job for €11 an hour for 12 months. It's a part-time job, and after that 12 months, after your 19 hours is complete, whatever you choose to do in your own free time is up to you. You don't have to worry about revenue wants you to do. You don't have to worry about what social welfare wants you to do. And the thing about it is, it's getting harder and harder to be on social welfare because social welfare are going to tell you what you're going to do next. So the one thing about TOOS is TOOS lets you do what you want.
Yeah, but again, they still actually go through social welfare instead of me going directly to you to pick what I want.
Well, you could, yeah. That is the limitation. That is the limitation of the scheme. Man, do you know what I mean? And I mean, me coming from being a carpentry contractor, and when I was unemployed, do you know how much social welfare I got? Not really at all. With a family of 5, you know what I mean? So I do know what it feels like, and I've only been doing this now for 5 years, and I never thought I'd be doing this kind of work. I enjoy it, and people themselves do enjoy it, you know what I mean? But I mean, again, like everything else, and no matter whether you're a volunteer, whether you're a TOOS participant, a CE worker, I find that you get what you give, is my experience. People get a lot out of it, sometimes other people have negative experiences. We haven't had too many negative experiences, do you know? And it gives you a chance to actually engage, maybe try something you haven't tried before. Like, I'll give you an example. There was three guys that I know who were plasterers, builders, carpenters, and they went and volunteered at the IWA, which is Irish Wheelchair Association. At the end of that year, neither of the 3 lads finished. They quit the year to get back into training. The course started in September, and they are now full-time employees in various rehab centres and wheelchair associations and caring places. But that's just one example of what people have done, you know? I suppose you get what you give, and I mean the amount of people that have gone back to work too from having, being able to, those of us who were tradesmen always had little jobs on the side that we could do, and we were trying to hide from social welfare. Whereas when you're working for TOOS, you can do them legally. No, you never. That would never.
Oh no! I don't think
not
you're
at this
not
table.
right there.
Which is?
You're allowed to work, but you should still be declaring extra hours.
For when you're on social welfare?
When you're on social welfare, you don't work.
Don't work at all.
But when you're on your scheme, if you're doing over your 19 and a half hours in paid employment.
In paid employment. Therein lies the rub. You are supposed to declare it to revenue.
Yeah.
You are supposed to, but I can't guarantee what everybody else does once they leave me.
Oh, well, and you don't even say that.
But it is, you know what I mean? And it is. You strictly speaking, you are 100% correct. 100% correct. But see, even the sad thing about social welfare is they've even taken off they used to have a section on social welfare where you can volunteer. But if you go looking for that section, it's gone now. Which is a terrible thing. I think that if somebody...
They'll give you a sheet.
No, they'll give it to you, but it's gone from the website. Because they're saying that people say, I can't make an appointment because I'm volunteering. I would have been very involved in civil defence while I was unemployed, so I teach for them as well. And that's all volunteering, but you can't use volunteering as an excuse not to go to a social welfare payment. And the last thing you want to do is wind up in front of one of the inspectors and saying, you had an appointment on the 19th of March, where the hell were you, you know? Because you're kind of, except for the law, it's the one case where you're actually guilty and you have to prove yourself innocent. Does that make sense to you? And social welfare can be less than understanding. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's wonderful people in social welfare, but generally speaking, you don't get to see them. And nor do we. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any further questions?
Well, that was great. And who we have next is Mary O'Sullivan, and she's talking about the Volunteer Information Service, which is a service that matches volunteers with volunteer opportunities throughout the county.
Hello. Oh, hi. He's recording me.
Yeah, don't worry.
Only because you said you'd like to be recorded.
That's
It's trustworthy.
The last guy wouldn't let him record. We'll see. So yeah, I went around all the tables and they gave me great tips on how to, because some of them are saying I didn't know you existed, and others are saying, wanting further information. But
Keep going. Don't put your marks on me. I don't exist.
so they gave me a few tips, and I'm just wondering if you can add to them. So, because I want to try and reach as many people as possible, you know, in all different age groups. So they're saying I should be using WhatsApp, have a 1-minute video on YouTube, get posters rather than, they're saying posters rather than leaflets because they're bigger when you're sitting in the doctor's surgery and that, and you're, you know, you're looking around you thinking, you know, that'd be one area. So poster in doctor surgeries, church newsletters, talk to schools, actually go in there and talk to them. Yeah, and hospitals. So, have you guys any questions in relation to...
What's your relationship with something like the Focus Centre in Killeshandra, which is a very strong volunteer element?
They're registered with us.
They're registered
Yeah,
with
they
you?
are registered with us. I would pop down there for meetings every now and again.
That's not us.
Yeah, no, up by the petrol station.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I was at the volunteer night recently, so they provide you with a free dinner to thank you for what not that I did anything until the summer, but it's sort of in advance, sort of to make sure I do.
But that happens once a year. I think Daniel does that with the volunteers as well, once a year.
But it was
as
quite,
a thank you.
it was quite a good meet people for me.
Yeah.
It worked that way quite well. The age profile tended to be more towards the grey. I don't know why that was.
Because we're good.
No, more towards the case that young people wouldn't be out sitting at a dinner but doing something else. I suppose.
They have more time, but it's interesting because the people that have registered with us, the number of people that are between the ages 18 to 25 is the highest number we have registered. I think it's because they're so IT savvy, you know what I mean? They go in, but it's sad because most people I know that haven't registered, that are out there volunteering as well, are older people, and they don't get as much recognition as because, like for example, they're not recording my figures there because I'm
is it
registered.
government? Who are the agencies that actually go to you and say we're looking for volunteers? Is it like the court
Any
office, the church, the schools?
It would have to be a group, basically, so private organisations.
So businesses wouldn't say that?
No.
Voluntary groups, really.
Groups,
Okay, so
yeah.
community groups.
And as well as going on the website and registering, we have the manual forms here, you know, that people can register with. We also have coming up next week training here, run by Volunteer Ireland, to help groups and give them information on how to access volunteers and how to develop a volunteer policy and what's involved if there's any fears in relation to taking on volunteers.
So the training is for the community groups?
It's for the groups,
Okay.
yeah.
Is that fully booked yet?
No.
Have you
Actually, hold on, I see. Carry my box round here with me.
policy on the website?
I have. Actually, I'm going to put more. You've just reminded me this week we have data protection policies done up. We have diversity and equality and volunteering policies. They, as of next week, will be all on the website because we just finalised them there last week.
I mean, Maria, I remember seeing some of the different categories that you actually had there, and animals was probably number one.
It's the highest for the people that registered.
Okay, and then another thing was actually law. So if you, if I wanted to volunteer about law, who would be the people that I would be volunteering or working with, for example? So you're giving a class, are you?
Yeah.
It could be. It obviously wouldn't be a law form.
Testing, 1, 2.
It wouldn't be a law, a law form or that.
Yeah.
It'd be anyone that, I suppose.
Well, it can't be a private company.
No, it can't be a private
So
company.
it'd be like the-
So a volunteer could be volunteering to say, I'm interested in law, but there may not be a group on the site
Okay, so
that he
like, for
can
example, the
place
legal
with.
aid board wouldn't take you in, or the...
Yeah, well, that's if they're registered, basically, if it was a group and they're registered. I'm trying to think of groups that would deal with law.
I'm just
Well,
curious.
maybe, you're talking about citizens' information.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But with
All right,
citizens
fine.
information, they take
There's a lot of groups
volunteers.
that are
Yeah, oh, absolutely, yeah.
dealing with people that have issues
Yeah,
with the law. Yeah, citizen information, very good.
Yeah.
WhatsApp group.
Sorry, I'm looking at that information on that training.
They're not Emmet,
there it
but the
is.
people who would have issues with the law.
Citizen information.
No, issues with the law.
Always go to your local Garda station.
Yeah, why do you want to know? Can you imagine him going?
Well, there's so many different aspects to law. There's the work law, there's family law, all these different laws. And when you go into citizen information, I've had personal experience of having amazing help from them.
Right.
Off the wall, amazing.
Okay, and that was from volunteers.
That was from staff.
From staff, yeah, okay. Because I mean, if you wanted to volunteer doing something like that,
Well,
that's your first
citizens
step.
information, have to train them up, obviously. And they're a wealth of information. They're
and
absolutely
Maria, would Citizens Information be one of the groups that have registered with you?
Yes, they're registered with us. Yeah.
Both in Cavan and in Carrick-on-Shannon.
Yeah.
I've never met anything like them.
Yeah, no,
They're
they
so
are great.
impressive.
All the organisations, like you're talking about, for example, Irish Heart would have needed volunteers to go out on the road, and raise awareness. As well as when you register, you're looking for volunteers. You're on the site, but also to get your information out to volunteers there as well. I do a newsletter. So, for example, you wanted somebody to do befriending, to go out and visit an older person that was lonely or that. You would put that on the website. The volunteer would look, they'd see that, they get in touch with you directly either by email or by phone, and you'd have a chat with them and you'd take it from there. But as well as that, if you find, oh gosh, nobody's contacted me, I also push that as well for you in terms of putting it on the newsletter and letting people know out there that you need those volunteers.
Skills that are available. in other words.
Yeah.
You know ChangeX? Come across them?
No.
ChangeX, it's online, and they basically you say our community needs such and such, and they keep in contact with you and say, well, we'll help you set up a GIY group, we'll help you set up. They do a lovely thing, exercise for people who are in nursing homes there, and you can connect up with them, and they will get you volunteering. ChangeX, they're really.
Is it do they deal with the private sector as well, or it's just community?
It's more
groups?
community stuff, but there's it's like getting people moving who are stuck in their houses, that sort of thing. That's kind of
It's a great idea.
just check them out. ChangeX, and you can just join it as an individual. You don't have to be part of a group, but if they're really good, and they're consistent. They keep at you. They keep emailing
Sometimes
you.
you need just actually that particular thing.
They're very good.
Are they involved in the street feast?
Probably, I think so. And if you there's lots of different aspects to it. Check it out.
Yeah, not just
It'd be nice if they knew about you. ChangeX,
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind seeing how they get their information out there, because we're going a year now and I've
They're
done all
email
this.
like crazy. They
Do
never
they
stop.
non-stop?
Well, they never give up on you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Here's the man with the money.
I'm ahead of schedule because
There
We've got
you
a
go,
money
Mulligan.
man
I
here.
know you have loads of things to say to me in a big group.
Right.
To divide our time.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Maria.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Are you going to say anything? Mary O'Sullivan.
Yes.
I'm not
From
asking
the
you-
Volunteer Information Service, and she gave a great overview of the service there. So who do we have up next, Patsy?
The Community Finance of Ireland, and he's called Donald Traynor.
Yes, indeed. And Donald can talk, can't he?
Oh, yes, he can.
He's like a car salesman selling millions of euros to community groups across the country.
So let's give a listen.
Basically, you seem to be the guy that everyone really needs to talk to, because everyone else, when they're given grants, most of the grants were not paid up front. So you have a very...
Unfortunately, an awful lot of community groups, which is their first time going to grants, going to the grant hunt, it's something that they don't realise, and it's not made abundantly clear to them at the start. So you go down this whole long, lengthy process, and you're just about to launch is right, and start your project, and then somebody somewhere, probably at an event like this, and not the people that should be telling you, say, you're not going to get the grant until you actually do all the work. That's not all about it. So and then it's lastminute.com, everybody's coming in, just we find, the 150 grand project, we don't know what it is, where are we going to get this money, and they never told us this before, so it's a pity. I mean, we strongly advise, and I was saying to the guys earlier on, that if you're in an urban area at all or semi-urban area, that you get local businesses to help you bridge those grants. Because if you're building say for example a resource centre,